How are you? Back again for CT Basement Aquaponics. I've done a lot of different stuff here. Just in my planting, I put some kale, got some broccoli. My tomatoes are going crazy. I don't know why. I put some cilantro back there. Bought a nice little pepper, but it's getting drowned out back here. I need to do something about that. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I have to move some stuff around. Got some Swiss chard. Got some more kale. I got all my seedlings here. They're growing pretty well. I'm gonna put a couple of them outside. And then got my lettuce going nuts. The lettuce here and the lettuce here are the same age, so you can see the difference in size. I added a little light right here. My wife got me just for one little thing right here in the corner. Nothing big. I got my tomatoes back there. I just picked a couple of them yesterday. They're really nice. They're definitely changing up so I can pick them. Beautiful. The oregano back there is still going crazy. Then I went ahead and added another tub to the system, but it's separate. I got it just with these fish in here. The fish that I took from the original tank. I took them out because they look like the tilapia were pretty aggressive with them. I didn't want them to get sick and mess up anything with ick or anything, because a lot of their scales are like really mangled and beat up. So what I did was I basically just took them out, put them in this 45-gallon tank, put a pump, then went straight up with it, put a light above it. And this is going to be my breeding tank. I'm going to eventually take these goldfish out and put them outside in another little pond. And I'll go ahead and start breeding the blue tilapia in there. Let's put a whole bunch of lettuce in here. Some Swiss chard. I'll put my tomato back there. It's not really doing too well. Then I threw, what is this? Can't even think right now. Basil. So I threw my basil in there, my old basil with the brown stems. It's so old, it's like a year old. Doesn't really taste good anymore, so I feed the fish. I use it to feed the fish and take the nitrate out the system. But I'm gonna use this tank again as my breeding tank. I'm gonna put them in there. Like 3 or 4 males, 3 or 4 females, 1 male. So everything's doing pretty good. Springtime now. Even though it's spring, my temperature is only between, it's usually like 68 to 67 to 70. Right now it's 69.4. So what I end up doing with this system was I have one in my sump tank, which is over here. It's really high right now because I drained everything from my regular tank to my sump tank. I have a pump in there. I have fish in there, like little guppies, and I have a couple crayfish. So what happens is the pump pumps up to each grow bed. It's my pump. Very difficult to see, but my pump pumps up to each grow bed. And then coming back from the grow bed, just jumping ahead, I have oyster shells in that little bag right there. And the water drains through that bag and back into the tank, and it helps keep my pH in order. I have a couple of bags of oyster shells all over, and a couple grow beds, and then the swirl filter, just to keep my pH up because keeps dropping down really low. Anyways, it goes over. Back here, you can't really see it, but I have valves that pump into each grow bed. Just simple piping that pipes up and over. And from each one, from the last one, which is this, what would be the first one? From the first one, which is considered the deep water culture, deep water bed, it drains down into the fish tank. And then from the fish tank, it goes up, comes into this guy, which is the swirl filter. From the swirl filter, it goes over to my biofilter, which is pretty beat up right now. And then it comes right back into the tank. And then tank 2 and grow bed 2 and 3, which is this guy and this guy, they drain straight back into the sump tank. And they're on bell siphons. So probably like every 5 minutes they fill and then drain. So it's very difficult to time these. So I kind of just said forget about it. At first I was being a little crazy. I wanted it to be like 10 minutes drain and then 10 minutes fill and then drain. So I kept trying to tweak it, and there's nothing I could really do. It's probably like every 4 minutes it fills and drains these 2 grow beds. But everything has been doing decent. I had a problem with my potassium. I went ahead and I got some potassium and added it to the system. It is, what is it? This is what I got. It's potassium chloride. And I just put a little bit in the system because my leaves were getting these browning problems in between the veins. Now these are new, but the older ones, you can really tell that there was a potassium issue. For iron, I use chelated iron, 10% for outdoor and indoor plants. I add a little bit of that to the system, mix it with water. And for magnesium, Epsom salt. This is what I use for my system right now. I haven't had any issues. I haven't really added any of that until recently, and then the system's been up and running for a year, so I just kind of check out things online on the YouTube. I forgot the guy's name, but he's very smart when it comes to the aquaponics system. He knows what he's doing. He's got a big system. I forgot his name. I can't even remember. But he has a little class on there. I go on there and I figure out what I need. And then I go ahead and I add it to the system. Again, this is going to be my breeding tank. It's going to be awesome. Then again, I forgot from my last little tour. I have these PEX pipe going through my sump tank, and once my boiler calls for heat, it circulates through this tank too. It's just connected with the whole loop for the whole house. So these 2 pipes that come from this side to the right hand side, they go down to the tanks. They just go down and then they go right back out. And that keeps the tank warm and the whole system of the water warm when it's cold outside. And my boiler calls for heat. I'm not going to have any heat in the summertime. I might have to add something to the system, like a little, I got a little 500 watt heater. I'll probably add that to the system. I really don't want to because of power, but I might have to. I might just say forget about it. Thanks for watching.